Today, we're going to talk about leadership. And being a great leader is not easy. But there are some basic principles that you can apply that will help you in your evolution as a leader. First of all, one needs to understand the leadership principle. These are key and critical to becoming a great leader. And the first is to set long-term goals, to have a vision, because your vision is what drives the business. It's what drives you. I would always place vision over profit or transaction. Profit and the transactions will come if the vision is right. A strong vision will create loyalty. It'll create esprit de corps. People will rally behind you. And that's where the money comes in. Building a culture around mission and around values is so key. I remember when we were building Telus properties, and we used to say, people are going to remember this moment because we'll never be here again. We kind of looked at it like crossing some mountain range and getting to the other side, going through all of the terror and all the difficulties and the freezing cold weather to get there. Because the mission and the vision was so strong and everyone was so excited to be part of the company. That's what drove us. And the other thing is people follow clarity. I have a saying that if you know where you're going, the world will open up like the Red Sea. A person with vision, there is no limits to what you can do. There was a moment in my career when I was president of Coldwell Banker where someone came up to me and they said, it must be great to be president of Coldwell Banker. Everyone just doing everything you want. Your life is so easy. It must be marvelous. And I had to laugh because great leaders, they aren't sitting around giving commands. They are working as hard or harder than anybody in the organization. See, to be a great leader, you have to have a service-servant mentality. The great leaders understand that they are servants for the company. Servant leadership is talked about a lot. Why do you think that is? Because you are the lead horse. You are setting the pace. And if you're not showing how you want everyone in your organization to act through example, they're going to follow whatever example you give them. So being a servant leader will make everybody in your organization feel the same and do the same. I think of it like leaders work for their teams, not the other way around. And we support our teams and we grow our teams and we mentor our teams so that they can do what they do best. And by helping them and being there for them, you will get the most out of them. Remove obstacles for them. Make it easy for them, but don't enable them. Great leaders do not do the work for their team members, but they're there in a very, very coaching, supportive mentorship role. And if there's obstacles in the way, like they need resources or something to get the job done, that's your job as a leader to provide those resources. Training systems and resources are so important. And without them, your team is going to feel like they don't have a chance. So by providing them the right tools, giving them the correct instruction, showing them how to get things done the way you want it to be done is going to go far and wide, and you're going to get to where you want to go. So making sure that you have the right systems and resources in place is key and critical. Also, make sure you acknowledge them when they do a great job. Make sure that you give them the pat on the back. And when they make a mistake, don't berate them. That's how they learn. Great leaders understand that by allowing their team members to make mistakes is how they grow. And also, don't micromanage them. Don't be in every single detail of what they're doing. Let them be creative and express themselves. Pull the best out of them. That's why you have them there. Accountability is really important. But accountability without empathy, without understanding and being there for your people in a meaningful way, it's harsh. Nobody wants to be in a harsh work environment. Nobody feels appreciated in that kind of an environment. You want to set high standards. You want to make sure you expect greatness, but you want to do it without toxicity. You want to make sure it's more of an encouraged environment where people feel excited about achieving those goals, working late hours, sacrificing family time for you because they are behind you 100% and they feel your support. But part of accountability is having clear expectations. Extremely important that you make clear what you expect everybody to achieve. And then you have to measure and monitor it. Because if you're not paying attention and you're not staying on top of it, it won't get done. So consistent follow-up with your team members, key and critical. And they will like it too, because it'll put that little bit of pressure on them without any toxicity that'll make them perform at their best. I like coaching instead of criticism. But when I do need to be critical, I'll start off by saying, are you open to some constructive criticism? In other words, prepare them for it mentally, so it just doesn't come out of the blue. And then try to share what you're saying with some empathy and some understanding because you've been there before, so that they don't feel like losers, but they feel like, wow, I didn't see that, and maybe I could do that better. That's the kind of attitude you want to elicit from them. And just remember this, my old favorite saying, discipline creates freedom. And by creating discipline and structure around your team, there's a freedom in that. There's a freedom to perform. There's a freedom to excel. There's a freedom to be great. I don't know if you've ever heard this about leadership, but I prefer the duplication over the hero mode. The hero mode is where you as the leader are the star, and you're constantly the star, and you're putting it in everyone's face, and everyone knows you're the star, and everything is focused on you. The duplication mode is where you duplicate yourself throughout the organization. So now all of a sudden, your entire team are doing what you do, and they're doing it really, really well. Duplication mode leverages you. The duplication mode gives the credit where the credit's deserved, which is to your team members. So think about that. Are you the hero in your organization, or are you duplicating yourself? Key and critical if you want to leverage yourself to achieve more. Avoid being the super person. Avoid being the hero. Try and give that to everybody. Try to make everybody in your organization feel like a hero. That's how you're going to get the most out of people. Part of that is building repeatable systems anyone can follow. Having a playbook, showing them the way you think, the way you act. Give them advice. Tell them what to say. Show them how to be. Show them how to carry themselves, how to represent your brand. That's how you duplicate yourself. A solid playbook with some coaching and mentoring, and you're going to have a great team. Document your processes. Document the mindset behind everything. Document your mission statement. Document your vision. Make sure everybody is just on board, rowing in the same direction, and pointing towards your true north, because that's where you're heading and that's where you want to go. Scalability beats hustle. You can hustle as hard as you want. You can try and do everything yourself. But if you do not employ people to do what you do, and maybe even do it better than you do, you're never going to scale. Give credit to your people. Make sure they feel appreciated. And at the same time, teach them, train them, hold them accountable. That's how you're going to get to where you want to go. You can have a hustle culture, but you can't do all the hustle yourself. Great leaders know how important it is to not only identify talent, but to develop talent. So they're constantly on the lookout for great talent, and they have great development strategies for these people once they bring them into the organization. I like to recruit for character and attitude and coachability. If someone has the right attitude and the right character, I know they're honest and have integrity, I can coach that person up all day long. But I've had many people come in with the degrees and the skills, but they have bad attitudes. Trust me, that's not anybody that you can work with. Attitude, integrity, coachability, that's what you're looking for. Invest in their education and take the time to mentor them. Key and critical. Even maybe pay for their tuition at a school if they want to take classes. Let them grow, let them learn, and then make sure you take them under your wing. Spend time with them. I once had a mentor, it was great. It was actually when I was first president of Coldwell Banker. This guy spent a whole day with me. It was one of the greatest days ever. And I thought to myself, how can he afford to do that? But literally from 7 in the morning until after dinner, he spent the whole day with me talking about my job, my role, and what I was going to do. And it was some of the best time ever spent. I'll never forget that guy. What a great moment. Promoting leaders from within whenever you can is fantastic because they already know the organization. And when people see people growing within the organization, it motivates them because they all want to grow too. So if you're constantly bringing in people from the outside, that's like, what am I doing here? How am I going to get promoted? But if people see people getting promoted, it helps them strive and it builds their drive to do better. I like promoting from within whenever possible. And also, as a leader, you have to keep growing and you have to keep learning because whatever your ceiling is your team member's ceiling. And so by constantly raising your own ceiling, will bring everybody up with you. So always be learning, always be growing, and make sure that you're taking everybody with you. Strong team leaders, they understand the importance of adaptability and innovation within their organization. If your company is not adaptable or you're not innovating, everyone's going to be looking around at the other companies that are, and you're going to start losing your people. Everybody wants to be in the company that's adapting and innovating at all times. Actually, leading the pace is even better. So make sure you're embracing all technology and make sure that your marketing and everything is up to date. All the tools out there. But be discerning about it. You can't do everything. You can't follow what everybody else is doing. But make sure you're aware of everything and apply those apps that work for you. Apply those applications that are going to drive your business into the next millennium. Make sure that you're thinking about efficiencies. Make sure that your marketing is reaching the people you need to reach. And use the tools out there that are available. So having a really strong tech person in your organization or a tech team is so key and critical so that you can stay up to date on everything. I think you should encourage experimentation. We had a saying, and I love this saying, that if it works, do more of it. And if it doesn't, let's put it up on the shelf and forget about it for a while. In other words, work on things that are working and things that aren't working, get rid of. Experiment, try things, see how things work, see what works. It'll keep your organization moving forward. And be ready to pivot. Gosh, I mean, think about it. Things are changing so fast in the world. AI, modern technology, social media, influencers, all of this stuff that's going on out there is a way to take your business to the next level. But you've got to stay on top of it. Pivoting is adapting and adjusting to economies, industry changes, technology. All of these things are influencing your business on a daily basis. And this world is moving so fast right now. You have to stay on top of it. So make sure that you're pivoting on time. Don't hang on to things just because they worked in the past if they're not working now. Now, here's an important thing. We still do a lot of things from years ago that are working really, really well in our real estate business. So you have to also know not to throw the baby out in the bathwater, so to say. If some of those old things are still working, keep doing it. But don't stop innovating. Don't stop growing. Don't stop moving forward. Key and critical, kind of a balance. Old school, new school. I think what we can all learn from this is that rigid leaders, they get left behind. Boy, I think if I was to really, really prize one personality trait or skill, I think it would be emotional intelligence. I would put that above mental IQ, physical IQ, any of those things. Emotional intelligence to me is the ability to stay calm in chaos. It's the ability to discern. It's the ability to be patient. It's the ability to resolve conflict. It's a skill where you can read people, understand. You can get below the line. You have control of your emotions. You don't react to everything instantaneously. You can sit on things. You can think about things. Emotional intelligence is a muscle. I don't think it's something that's natural for everyone. It is for some, of course. But for a lot of us, we have to work on it. A lot of us are emotional, not emotionally intelligent. So we have to work on the intelligence side of emotion and to use it properly. And it's not to say that we're never going to get angry. It's not to say that we're never going to get anxious. But it's just working within the emotions in an intelligent way to get the highest and best results. And that takes skill. It takes work. You'll be able to handle conflicts professionally. You'll be able to build trust within your organization. You'll create a psychological safety, a feeling of safe within your organization. And that's how people will feel open and transparent if they feel safe. And that's key. I think having a culture of emotional intelligence is probably a good goal. I think everyone can learn from it, and everybody can learn from watching you. I always like to think about it as taking the time to question when you hear something and you want to react. Are there any other possible outcomes? Are there any other possibilities or opportunities here that I'm missing? But it's that discernment. It's that ability to pause, restraint of pen and tongue. I guess that's a form of emotional intelligence too. Maybe let that email sit in your outbox before you hit send. Maybe counting 10 before you say what's on your mind. Things like that. Practice emotional intelligence. It's a great trait to have as a leader. So I think it goes without saying that great leaders have financial capabilities. They're masters of their numbers. They watch the books. They read the P&Ls. They make sure that their company is financially healthy. And you know what? Every single person within the organization appreciates that. Everyone wants a really healthy company. They want to know they're secure, that they're working at the right place. I think you have to prepare for downturns. You have to have reserves. You have to make sure that you have budgets, that you have people around you that can help you, accountants, bookkeepers, financial advisors, lawyers. Make sure you have people that you can trust that'll help you run your business profitably. That is the key to success. And all great leaders are good with their numbers. They know where they stand, and they have goals around profit. They have strategies around expense. They have strategies around growth, and they're disciplined. Financial discipline is the key.